What's up, good people? How are y'all doing today? Whether you're catching this live in the morning, afternoon, or evening, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for tapping in. I want you to do me a big favor. I need you to hit that thumbs up button right now. Hit that thumbs up button, guys, because that's the only way we can get YouTube to share this video. So please do me a big favor. Hit the thumbs up button 100 times right now. Make sure we get this content out to more people so we can help more people get to their financial freedom. So please, please, please do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, I want you guys to consider getting up to 12 free stocks. Webull is going to give you 12 free stocks when you open a new Webull brokerage account. Put any amount of money in that brokerage account. They're going to give you up to 12 free stocks for just trying out the brokerage app. There's a link down in the description box of the video. Click on that Webull link. Open up your new Webull account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Remember, guys, you will not get up to 12 free stocks unless you fund the account. You can't just simply open it and just disappear. You gotta fund it. That's how you get up to the 12 free stocks. I'm gonna also send you a Webull tutorial video to walk you through how to use the Webull app to make your first trade. All you gotta do is DM me on Instagram at RichardFain28. Let me know you've opened your Webull account. Let me know you've funded that Webull account. And I'm gonna send you that free Webull tutorial video so that you can start building wealth immediately. The Fed freezes interest rates. The stock market falls, guys. And the housing market, unknown. We're gonna talk about that, all of it, in this live stream, in this video right now. So let's get started with the Fed freezes interest rates. 2 days ago, right? September 19th, September 20th, the Fed had its FOMC meeting. And in that meeting, it was widely expected that the Federal Reserve would not increase short-term interest rates for the 12th time over the last 18 to 20 months. Now, there were people out there who felt like there possibly could be a rate hike because of some of the data that the Fed had received prior to its September meeting. In particular, I'm talking about the August CPI inflation report, which showed inflation, at least headline inflation, was starting to creep back up. So some folks, including myself, believed there was an outside chance that the Fed would raise interest rates by 25 basis points, but they didn't. They decided to pause, to wait. And the main reason they decided to wait was because they wanted to get a pulse of how the economy was doing. One fear that the Fed has is that they continue to raise interest rates too high, too fast, and it throws our economy into a recession. They do not want that to happen. And that was really the main reason why they did not increase interest rates in their meeting on September 20th. That's the main reason. But you got to also understand, they have not ruled out more rate hikes in their coming meetings. They meet again October 1st. They meet October 31st and November 1st. And in that meeting, they may increase short-term interest rates by 25 basis points. It is all dependent upon the data that they receive over the next couple of months, right? So, having said that, why did the stock market sell off? Because I know I got a lot of questions yesterday from my subscribers saying, hey man, I thought you said that if they put a pause and not increase rates, the stock market would just be slow and steady, no big deal. Well, here's the reason. If you had a chance to hear some comments from Fed Chair Jerome Powell yesterday in his 2:30 conference that he had, and it was on television, on the internet, and I had already told you guys to pay attention and watch that conversation that he would be having with the American people. I asked you to do that because it would give you some clarity on why the Fed took the position they took on interest rates and why they didn't hike interest rates in this particular meeting. But it also gave us some forward guidance on what we can expect the Fed to do down the road based on the information and the data that they will be receiving. And one piece of information that he let out that was not something that investors in the market wanted to hear was, he said that the U.S. economy is still not out of the woods. And there is still a possibility of a recession. When he said that, guys, that is what shocked investors and shocked the stock market. And that's why you saw the sell-off that you saw yesterday in the stock market. Just because of those few words right there. The U.S. economy is not out of the woods yet. And there is a possibility, and I'm paraphrasing, there is a possibility of a recession. And no one saw that coming, guys. And like I told you, with the stock market and investors, they want certainty, guys, right? The stock market thrives when there is certainty. When there is uncertainty, it doesn't thrive, right? Nobody wants to put their money in something that they don't believe is going to make them money. Now, we know the stock market is proven, right? Over the last 100 years, we've had our ups and downs, but we've had more ups than we've had downs in the stock market. And the stock market continues to turn people into millionaires. If they buy the right investments and they stick in there long enough, they turn them into millionaires. We know that. And investors know that. But you got to think about investors now. You got a couple of different types of investors. You got retail investors like you and I who invest our money in the stock market to build wealth. And really the best time for us to build that wealth is when the stock market is in the red, right? For a guy like me who says, hey, I got a couple $1,000s a month to invest, and I'm going to do that for the next 10, 15 years so that I can build my wealth and so that I can control 100% of my time. I can control my own financial destiny. Guess what? The stock market is a great place to do it over the long haul. And I'd love to buy as cheaply as I can, as discounted as I can. And then what happens is I buy these discounted blue chip ETFs, blue chip individual stocks. Over the years, those stocks and those ETFs are going to go back up in value. See, the whole key for a guy like me, just a simple retail investor, long-term retail investor, is I want to buy low and sell high later on down the road. So yesterday wasn't a disappointment for me. It was really an opportunity for me to go out shopping, right? Blue chip ETF, blue chip individual stock shopping. Because as soon as the Fed chairman said what he said and the market started to sell off, all of my favorite ETFs, all of my favorite individual stocks started trading lower at a discount. And guess what? That was like Christmas Day for me, man. Because I know if I can buy them cheap today, hold them 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, they're going to be trading higher. At least that's what history tells me, right? And that's where I make my wealth. I want to buy low, sell high. So that's retail investors like you and I. But then you got to look at institutional investors. You got to look at big hedge fund investors. You got to also look at billionaire retail investors. See, these folks trade stocks differently in a lot of cases than your normal everyday retail investor like you and I. See, they don't necessarily trade for 10, 15 years out. They're trading more of on a short-term basis. So for them, hey, News like that is not good when they're not trading technically long term. These people are in and out of position so quick, but they're dealing with billions of dollars in a lot of cases, right? So they don't have to stay in long term because they're already billions of dollars that they're investing. What they're trying to do is get the very best return they can get, whether it be in a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. They're looking for the very best return they can get using the stock market. So they're moving billions and billions of dollars around very quickly all the time, leveraging those billions, trying to create more billions, right? So their strategy for investing is going to be different than my strategy for investing. Their strategy for investing is we're looking for the highest return we can get and protect our client's principal. So they may move in and out. And what they did yesterday when they heard the chairman say what he said about there's a possibility that a recession could still happen, they started selling off and moving to safety. If you look at the 2-year treasury bond, it skyrocketed. Because guess where most of those institutional investors, billionaire, retail investors, big old hedge funds, guess where they started moving their money when they started selling off out of the stock market? They started moving it to the 2-year treasury bond, right? And that's where you see the difference between billionaire hedge funds, billionaire retail investors, billionaire institutional investors, as opposed to people like you and I who are just regular folk trying to take the stock market, put our money in it, and then multiply it long term though. So for me, it was Christmas Day. I loved it because I could buy VOO, right? I could buy that at a discount. I could buy VGT at a discount. I could buy Tesla at a discount. Apple was discounted. Everything was discounted. Your 3 major indexes were down. They closed in the red yesterday. For me and you, that should have been good news because now we can buy at a discount. See, the goal for retail investors like you and I, guys, is number one, we want a dollar cost average in, right? So we want to take a certain amount of money every single month, every single year, right? And we want a dollar cost average in when the market is good, when it's bad, when it's in the middle, we don't care. We just want a dollar cost average in because we know if we can do that for 10 or 15 years, history tells us we're going to make a lot of money. Right? That's what history tells us. But then there's also a little bit of pocket of money that I use, that I take advantage of red days. Yesterday was a red day for me. So I take advantage of those red days and I buy more. I double down and buy more above and beyond my normal dollar cost average that I do on a monthly basis. So I dollar cost average in every single month, right? Good days, bad days, middle days, I still dollar cost average in. But then when we get good opportunities where we got red days on some of our favorite companies, our favorite ETFs, I put more money in. I just double down and buy them when they're in the red because I know history tells me they're going to go back up in value, right? They're going to go back up in value. So that's what triggered the sell-off yesterday when the Fed chair said possibility of a recession and that the U.S. economy was not out of the woods. Basically him saying inflation is still above 2%, guys. Inflation is 4.3% core, 3.7%, right? Non-core, right? Headline is 3.7, core is 4.3. Guys, inflation needs to be at 2%. That's where the Fed wants it. So the Fed chair was saying, look, we're not going to increase short-term interest rates today because we're trying to wait and see how the economy is going to react over the next couple of months. But let me tell you, we're still not out of the woods yet. We still have a possibility of a recession here if we don't get this inflation thing under control. So guess what? We may go ahead and raise short-term interest rates in our November meeting, our late October, early November meeting. We may, if the data supports it, we may. And that was another reason why there was a sell-off in the stock market because investors thought, I thought we were done with the rate hikes. Well, we're ready for reduction in rates. And then the third reason is the Fed chair said that reducing interest rates were going to take longer. See, initially it was thought that the Fed would be through hiking by the end of the year, and in first quarter of 2024, they were going to start reducing. The Fed chair say, no, we're not going to reduce until at least June of 2024. So second quarter, right? Matter of fact, the beginning of the second quarter. Matter of fact, it's the beginning of the third quarter. Beginning of the third quarter, which is June. And I had been telling you guys over the last several videos that I thought the Fed would start reducing short-term interest rates in first or second quarter. Even yesterday's live stream, I said first or second quarter. So it makes sense to me. And I get it because they want to make sure they got inflation under control before they start reducing. They don't want to reduce too early and inflation turns itself around and start heading back up. And then they got to all of a sudden change course and start increasing rates again. They don't want to do that. They want to make sure inflation is where it needs to be before they start reducing. Because once they start reducing, that's going to open up. The stock market is going to the moon. I'm telling you that right now, right? As soon as they start reducing, the stock market will start stabilizing and heading upward, starting a new bull market. That's my opinion, guys. You go out and do your own research, do your own homework, and come up with your own conclusion. But for me, that's what I'm hanging my hat on, and that's what I'm positioning myself for. So that covers why the Fed put a freeze on rate hikes. We covered that. We also covered why the stock market fell. And all of this, guys, is just my opinion, right? I'm no expert here. I'm no economist. I'm no financial guy, advisor, or any of that stuff. I'm just a guy that's been investing for 25 years, building his wealth, right, on his own, right? Just making mistakes, right? But winning more than I'm losing just because I understand how our financial system works. I understand who pulls the strings. We know the 1% pull the strings. See, yesterday, while the market was selling off, a lot of just normal retail investors were selling their position. And that's what the 1% wanted you to do. They wanted you to sell your positions yesterday. See, they want you to sell when you should be buying. And they want you to buy when you should be selling. And that's the trap we got to get out of. That's why for me as a retail investor, I said, oh, I'm not selling anything. I'm doubling down, buying more. Because that's what the 1% is doing. See, they're buying more. And then in a couple of weeks, 2 months, whenever it is, when it goes back to green, and their favorite companies, their favorite ETFs go back to green, and it's a nice little profit for them, then they're going to start pumping propaganda to you is this is the right time to buy. And that's when they want to sell, right? So we got to remember dollar cost average in every single month so that we get the full power and effect of compounding in the stock market. But then if we got some extra money we're trying to multiply, we want to look for red days for our favorite companies, for our favorite ETFs. And when there are heavy red days, we want to attack, especially if it's like VOO or VGT or NVIDIA or Tesla or Apple, right? Any of the big boys like that, if it's a really red day, if I can catch Apple at $174 a share, why wouldn't I buy Apple when I know eventually over the next several months it'll trade into $190 per share? I know it will. I know it will because it's done that. It's history. That's how you make money in the stock market, guys. We got to be smart, though. We got to understand how the 1% is moving and how they want us to move. They want us to move one way, they're going to move the other direction, right? So we got to watch out for them trying to manipulate us through the media. That's how they manipulate us, through the media. Whether it be radio, whether it be social media, whether it be mainstream media. They're trying to manipulate us so that we can continue to make them rich. And I keep telling y'all, we got to stop making them rich. We got to get rich. We got to get wealthy, right? We got to pass down some generational wealth. But we only do that if we can build assets high enough and those assets generate passive income, right? We don't want to touch our principal. We want our principal to generate income, to pay us, to live our lifestyle. And then when we're ready to leave this place, we can pass on that principal to someone else in our family or a charity or whoever we want to pass it to. And then guess what? The principal will generate passive income for them as well. That's where we want to be. And unless we understand that, we're going to be in some trouble, right? We're going to be in some trouble. Now, let's talk a little bit about housing, because I do want to touch on that, because I got my opinion on housing, and you guys know that. But I also know what the Fed said yesterday. Well, Fed chairman, right? I know what their take is. So their take when it comes to housing, they're really looking at rents. And they truly believe rents are coming down. So if housing cost is a third of inflation, right? Whatever inflation is, housing cost makes up a third of that inflationary number. And if they believe rents are coming down, the thing though is when rents come down, there's a lag. There's sometimes a 12-month, maybe 18-month lag before it reflects on an inflation report, right? So the inflation report for August is still reflecting rents probably from earlier this year, late last year, which are super high. But rents have started consistently, nationally coming down somewhat. So the Fed believes, even though inflation is still, core inflation is 4.3%, they believe realistically it's lower, because they believe when you strip out rents, when rents are adjusted downward, inflation will come down, because housing cost makes up such a big part of inflation, right? Whatever the inflation number is, housing cost makes up about a third of that number. So it's huge. So they believe rents are coming down. So they believe inflation will continue to come down as the rental cost adjusts in the coming CPI inflation reports. So in their mind, inflation will continue to come down because of rents are coming down. But when we look at home prices, which is a part of the housing market, right? When we look at home prices, they are not coming down like that. And they're not coming down because we have a lack of inventory. So don't get the two mixed up, right? You got housing costs, shelter costs, and the inflation report, but that's heavy based on rents, right? What it costs someone to rent shelter. But when you're talking about home prices, that's for people who are actually own homes or trying to buy a home. They want to pay cash for it, or they want to go get a loan for it. It's not really associated with them renting a place. But when you look at the inflation report, it takes in consideration those rents. So the Fed believes rental rates are coming down nationally. They believe that, right? And there is some data out there to support it. Like I said, though, the problem with rental rates is there's a lag. It won't hit the inflation reports for a while. But when it does hit the inflation reports, it should show that rents are coming down, which in turn should continue to bring inflation down. So that's why the Fed is saying, we want to wait and see. We don't want to keep on hammering inflation with higher interest rates, and all of a sudden we throw the economy into a recession, and now we got a bigger problem than we really wanted to try to handle, right? Now we got to reverse course, drastically reduce rates so that we can kickstart the economy again. And we run the chance, though, of running inflation back up if we jack rates down too fast. So that's what the Fed is trying to do. They're trying to have a soft landing, right? They're trying to bring inflation down, but not so fast that it ruins, it throws the economy into a recession, right? That's what the perfect plan would be. And I think they're doing a good job of that. I think they're on track and doing a good job of doing exactly what they're trying to do. So housing is still an unknown. It really is, in my opinion, because I want to see it reflected in the the inflation number. But we probably won't see that until later this year. Hopefully, when we get, perhaps the October inflation report, we'll see evidence, strong evidence that rents are coming down. And I want to see the inflation number, core inflation, by the end of the year. Hopefully we can have core inflation under 3%, which would be a huge, huge win, man. And I think that will give the Fed the ability then, the confidence to start really reducing short-term interest rates. They won't do it in 75 basis point increments. They'll start off in 25 basis point increments, maybe every other Fed meeting, and then slowly work it down. Because right now, the Fed funds rate it's at its highest level in 22 years, guys. I mean, it's at its highest level in 22 years. So they really, really have been hammering interest rates in order to bring down inflation, and it's actually working. We as Americans, though, we don't like inflation. We don't like that word inflation because, we don't want to think about our economy being in trouble. But yet and still, even though we don't like the word inflation, we don't like that we have high inflation, our actions are contradictory to that, though, because we still out spending money that we ain't got no business spending. But if you ask people about inflation, we hate it. Oh, we hate it. The Biden administration has done a terrible job. But yet and still, we turn around as Americans and still go out and buy crap we don't need. So how do you think we got to inflation in the first place? High inflation. Because we were buying crap we don't need. Right? In most cases. Yeah, we had to buy our basics, but a lot of the stuff wasn't our basics that we buying. Think about it. People buying all these automobiles in late 2021, early 2022. People were just going crazy on automobiles. Prices through the roof. And I know there was a supply chain issue and all this, but people were still buying crap they ain't had no business buying, man. Which ran inflation up. Now all of a sudden we don't like inflation, but yet and still we still buying crap we don't need. So it's a little contradictory, but I get it. No one likes anything like inflation, and we want to find somebody to blame it on because we don't want to blame it on ourselves. And really, we're the reason we have inflation, right? We can't blame it on anybody else. We blame it on ourselves. We're the ones that's going out spending money on crap we don't need to make the 1% rich and wealthy, right? Yeah, anytime you're on, you're looking at these people on these beautiful yachts, on these PJs. I'm not talking about these fake gurus on Instagram. I'm talking about real people who got real wealth. These people, man, I'm telling you, they got real wealth. But a lot of that wealth is created by us, 99% of us. Yep, we work and break our backs every day, earning a wage to turn around and spend it on things to make the 1% wealthy. And that's what they want us to do. We got to be smart enough not to do that, guys. We got to be smart enough to take this money that we earn and we got to invest it. We got to invest it in assets that build wealth. And earlier in the live, I was telling you guys what we should be strategizing. We should have dollar cost average every single month in our favorite companies and our favorite ETFs. And then we should have some additional money where when it's really, really red out there, we take advantage of those red days, knowing that greener days are coming. You buy red, you sell green. That's the way the stock market works, right? That's pretty much the way any asset works, right? Even real estate. I buy real estate when it's lower, and then I try to sell it when it's higher. That's how it works, right? I start a business at zero. I build that business up to a multi-million-dollar business, and I sell it. Right? That's how I buy gold at a certain dollar amount. I wait till gold goes up in price and I sell it. If I buy widgets online, I want to buy those widgets at wholesale and I want to turn around and sell those widgets at retail. So you can apply the buy low, sell high methodology of getting rich to anything you do that generates income and generates money. And that's the concept, guys, we have to think about and keep in the front of our mind when we're thinking about building wealth. It's all about income. It's all about money. And then taking that money, investing it in something that's going to multiply it for you. And have a long-term horizon. There ain't no short-term in this for 99% of us. We're gonna have to buckle down, delay gratification, not make the 1% rich, not let the 1% manipulate you. And then you're gonna have to just buy assets month after month, year after year, decade after decade if necessary to get to your freedom. Your other choice is you're gonna work for somebody for the rest of your life. That's it. Those are your two choices. Ain't no in between. Ain't no in between. You're gonna either build assets and get the freedom, or you're gonna work for somebody for the rest of your life and never have freedom. That's it. You ain't got no other choice. There ain't no for multiple, no. It's either build wealth, get to your freedom, or work for somebody for the rest of your life. That's it, period. And cross your fingers that Social Security is here when you do get to your golden years. That's it. Those are your choices. So if you believe there's another choice, you're more than welcome to drop them down in the comments, man, and let other people see what you believe. But what I believe is those are your two choices based on my 25 years of doing this, working with a lot of people back in my banking days. Those that made money, kept that money, and multiplied it through assets, they controlled anything and everything in their life. Those clients of mine who made a bunch of money, but lived the high life, spent every dime of it, made someone else wealthy, they had a tough time, man. They had a tough time when it came to taking care of themselves once they got to the golden years of their life. And I don't want to be in that situation where I got to depend on somebody else to take care of me when I get to my golden years. I want to be able to take care of myself through my assets. I'm not saying I may not need somebody to help and assist me in my daily activities, but I want to be able to pay for it from my own assets. I don't want it to be dependent upon the government or family members or somebody like that have to reach in their pocket to take care of me because I didn't do the right things with the money that I made when I was running hard, right? Earning, but spending all of it. You don't want to be in that situation. I get people all the time that contact me, especially mothers, single mothers contact me a lot. And they all have a story. And it's very sad. It really is. I have single fathers that contact me who have different stories, and they're all devastating. But one thing I tell everybody that contact me, it's your choice to change it. We know what the past has delivered us is not fair, but we also got to understand life is not fair. Life is not fair, guys. There is no, it's not, no, it's not fair. It's not going to be fair. But how you level the playing field is you take control of your own life, your own financial life. I don't care if you got $50 a week to invest. I don't care if you got $50 a month to invest. The way you take control of your own life is you take that $50 and you start building wealth. We're talking about changing habits, financial habits. And if you start with a small amount of money, when you work yourself up to a larger amount of money, you'll already have the right habits, the right behaviors with money. I believe that. So anybody that contacts me, listen, I'll listen to your story, but I'm not going to have a pity party with you. All I'm going to tell you is okay, yeah, you had some adversity. Yeah, you've ran into a couple walls. But guess what? You still here, right? So you can change it. Let's focus on the solution, not the problem. And that's how I am. Let's focus on the solution, not the problem. I don't want to hear about a bunch of problems. What I want to hear about is, hey man, I saw your video. I know you're talking about this building wealth thing. Guess what? I got $25 a week I can invest. I got $100 a week I can invest. I got $1,000 a month, whatever it is. That's what I want to hear. Hey, I'm ready to change something in my life, but I need your help. But I'm ready. What do I need to do? And that's what I want. I don't want people coming to me with all this, oh, I can't do it. Oh, I'm not the guy for you. I don't got time for that. What I got time for is somebody who understands, yes, life hadn't been fair, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm breathing. I can work. Guess what? I can change my situation. All I need is a little bit of guidance. That's the person I'm looking for. So if you're that person, email me. Go to the description box of this video, man. There's an email address in there for RF Financial Consulting. That's my business. That's my company where I help people one-on-one. I help people one-on-one. Now, here's the deal, though. I'm a businessman. I don't do that for free. But the way you should be looking at it is, it's an investment in you. It's not an investment in me, guys. I'm already at my freedom, right? I already have built a level of wealth. I'm already in my freedom. I'm already doing the things that I want to do. I'm already controlling 100% of my time. I'm already controlling my own financial destiny. So the money that I charge for the financial sessions is not going to make or break me. The reason I charge a certain amount of money is because I want people who got skin in the game. You got to have some skin in the game or you ain't going to make nothing happen. Somebody give you something for free, you going to quit. Why? Because you got no skin in the game. But when you got some skin in the game, you got some of your dinero in the game, you going to stick in there because you're going to be like, ooh, shoot, that ain't cheap. I ain't finna quit. I gotta get it. I'm gonna get every ounce I can get out this guy. Those are the people I want to contact me. Like I said, email address down in the description box of the video, one-on-one sessions. I've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these things, man. Helping people do what? Take the financial pieces of their puzzle and I help them put it together into a cohesive, complete financial puzzle that they can then follow and get to their freedom, right? I help them put that puzzle together, that financial puzzle together, but it's their responsibility though. It's their responsibility to make it work, to take action. See, that's not my responsibility. My responsibility is to help you put it together. Your responsibility in this whole thing is to make it work, right? 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 Because again, like I've always telling you guys, no one's going to give you anything. You can sit around here and act like people will, but they're not. Don't be delusional. Take control of your own life today. Make it happen for yourself, and you can. There is no reason why you can't. I had a young guy hit me yesterday via email. And he was saying, hey, man, I'm out of work. I got a child. I got an apartment. And I'm saying to myself, out of work? All these jobs around here, the jobs everywhere. And so I hit him back and said, what do you mean you're out of work, man? There are jobs everywhere to be had. There's no reason you should be out of work. He hits me back and says, no, where I live ain't no jobs. I said, well, where do you live? He told me where he lived. I said, well, move. I mean, I don't get this, man. I mean, if where you live, you're saying there are no jobs, why wouldn't you move? Why wouldn't you move? Now, if I got to get out here and drive Uber, drive Lyft, DoorDash it to put some money in my pocket so that I can get myself back on the right pathway, then that's what I do. If I got to get out here and haul trash for a living, and I'm not knocking trash men or women, I'm not knocking that. That's a noble profession, and I ain't got no problem with it. I'm just trying to get people to understand there are jobs out there. See, the problem with a lot of us is ain't no job we want to do. See, that's the problem. It ain't no jobs. It ain't no job I want to do. See, we still in this mind frame that we got a choice. No, you dead broke, you got no job, you got no money, and you got a kid. It ain't about what you want. It's about what you got to do. See, that's the problem we run into. Oh God, no, I'm not gonna drive DoorDash. Oh no, Absolutely not. Nope, that's beneath me. I'm looking for a $45 an hour job where I get benefits and I get this and I get that. And or 4 days a week I got to work and I get an hour lunch. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. That's not available. No, it probably ain't. But see, again, it ain't about what you want. It's about what you have to do. I keep telling y'all, man. You got to do what you got to do until you can afford to do what you want to do. And that's what I think the young gentleman who emailed me yesterday is missing. Bro, it ain't got nothing to do with what you want to do. It's about what you need to do. You got a child that's looking at you. See, a lot of us got to also understand our children, they're not going to do what we say. They're going to do what we do. So if they see you buckle under pressure, if they see you fail and not get back up, guess what you're telling them? It's okay to fail and not get up. I don't have a problem with people falling down. I fell down a lot. The problem I have with people is when they don't want to get back up. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. And all I was telling this guy is, you fail, man. Get your butt up. I don't want to hear this crap about there ain't no jobs. Man, there's jobs everywhere. It may not be your ideal job, but there's a job. It'll pay you a fair wage. And guess what you do? You get your butt back on your feet. You dust yourself off. You do whatever it takes. And then at some point, you work your way into a position where you can do what you want to do. But for now, if I'm dead broke, I got a child, I may lose my shelter, and you right here talking about ain't no jobs? Come on, man. And he didn't live in some small city either. He lived in a good-sized city. So I knew that was just, I knew that was just whatever. It wasn't real. But I was real with him, though. I don't sugarcoat it, guys. So if you contact me, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not here to be your friend, your best friend. I'm here to tell you the truth and give you some solutions. That's it for me. I'm here to tell you the truth and give you solutions. If you're looking for somebody to wallow in your pity party, that's not me. I ain't gonna even respond to you no more. I'm just gonna move on to the next person because I just don't have the time. I'm on a mission to help as many people that want to help themselves get to freedom. It ain't my job to get you to freedom. That's your job. My job is to provide you some tools, some information that can assist you along the way. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to get yourself to freedom. It's not my responsibility. It's not your parents' responsibility. It's not your neighbor's responsibility. It's not your best friend's responsibility. It's not the government's responsibility. It's not whoever's responsibility. It's yours. And as soon as you understand that, you're going to change your life. You got to stop living in la-la land, guys. We got to get in the real world. We got to stop living in make-believe world. We got to stop living in Twitter world. We got to stop living in Instagram world. We got to stop living in TikTok world. That ain't the real world, man. That ain't the real world. That's delusional world. That's the make-believe world. That's the make up whatever you want to make up to get rich world. It ain't the real world. The real world is you're going to get your butt out of bed every single morning. You're going to have to put on your armor. You got to put on your armor because you going out to a war, a financial war. You better put on your financial ready for battle armor. Get your butt up in the morning and read something positive. Listen to something positive. Get your mind right. You're going to war today. Financial war. Nobody out here cares if you lose. You better care. So you better put your financial armor on. And the first thing you do in the morning when you get up, you listen to something positive or you read something positive to get this right. Because this is where the war is being fought, right up here, the financial war between these two ears. You better get this right. Once you get that right, then I want you to go to your vision board. And that's right, you better have a vision board. You better have something written down, sticking somewhere that reminds you of the commitment you've made to financial freedom. And on that thing, I don't want no, I want a Lambo. I want a private jet ride. I want to go to Italy. I want 3 different color Birkin bags. I don't want that on the list. What I want on the list is I want to send my kids to college. What I want on the list is I want to buy my first home. What I want on the list is when I'm a certain age, I want a net worth of this so I can have more time, more choices, and more freedom in my life. I don't want no things on the list, is what I'm telling you. I want real stuff that matters. So number 1, get your butt up, read something positive. Listen to something positive. I don't want to hear no Lil Wayne song. Oh, he got some positive messages in this little. No, not that. Not your favorite rap artist. Not your favorite R&B artist. Not your favorite YouTuber. I want you to go out and find something or listen to something that's inspirational and that gets your suit of armor on. And then I want you to go look at that vision board where you got your goals on there. These are the things you're fighting for. See, if you ain't fighting for nothing, guys, when you get up in the morning, if you ain't fighting for nothing, you ain't gonna put no armor on. You're gonna go out there in the world, and as soon as somebody punch you in the face, right, you just gonna quit. And I don't mean literally punch you in the face, but you go into work and somebody say, no, we ain't giving you that raise. I ain't giving you no raise. You don't like it, get out. That's a punch in the face, right? But if you ain't got that financial armor on, if you ain't in the right mind frame, you're going to get punched in the face, man. You're going to get punched in the face and ain't going to get back up. So you better have your mind right. You better know why you're going out here to fight this financial battle today. You better have something that means something to you, means more to you than your fear. And then the third thing you better do is make money. Make money. Make money. The first 2 things I'm asking you to do ain't gonna matter if you don't go out and make money. I'm not telling you got to go out and make a whole bunch of money. I don't care if you go out and make $5. But the key is every day I go out, I need to win. Or I need to do everything in my power to win. And winning is making money, guys, when it comes to financial freedom. Every day I go out, I got to win. That should be on my mind. Financial win. Get my butt up in the morning, do what? Read something positive. Listen to something positive. Second thing I do, I go look at my vision board so that I understand why I'm going out here to fight this financial battle today. Right? Third thing, I better have a plan together to win. Win with money. I got to have a plan together to win with money. I don't care if it's $5. I don't care. The key is you won. And then the last thing I want you to do before you close your eyes at night and go to bed, I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to grade yourself. I want you to have a scorecard every single day. Grade yourself. And this is how it sounds. Did I get up this morning and read something positive or listen to something positive? Did I look at my vision board and reaffirm, I'm going to do everything I can in my power today to make these things come true? Number 3, did I win with money today? Did I make money today? And then number 4, you grade yourself. If you did all of those things, give yourself a check mark. Give yourself a thumbs up. Give yourself a pat on the back. If you did not do those things, you got to recommit. You got to be honest with yourself and say, listen, man, you failed today. You failed your family. You failed yourself. You failed your financial freedom. And then you got to recommit that tomorrow's going to be different. That's your scorecard, guys. And you need to do that every single day because I want you to hold yourself accountable. The first 3 mean nothing if you don't hold yourself accountable. You got to hold yourself accountable. The way you hold yourself accountable is keeping a scorecard, grading yourself, giving yourself a grade every single day. Listen, guys, I don't need to see your scorecard. I don't need it. You need it. We're too worried about what other people think about us. You need to be worried about you and your scorecard. And if your scorecard is raggedy, you're not going to get the wealth, man. Your scorecard every single day should have a check mark in it. That's what you should be striving for. Right? And all of this does what, guys? What am I really trying to get you guys to understand with these 4 steps I've asked y'all to take on? Reprogramming. All I'm trying to get you to do is reprogram yourself. Because you've been taught not to do any of these things I just told you to do. None of it. Maybe make money. That's probably the only one you know how to do. But all of them together, it's a reprogramming. It's a reprogramming of your mind. You have to reprogram your mind, man, if you're going to succeed financially in this life. If you're going to truly have freedom, you have to reprogram your mind. And these 4 things I just gave you will reprogram your mind. I don't give a rat's, you know what, how hard it is. Who cares? Do you think life's easy? I just see the little pop-up message on my little screen right here. Joker talking about, oh, that's difficult. Of course it's difficult. If it wasn't, everybody would be at freedom. Oh, that's difficult. Yes, it's difficult. Yeah. But what's the option? You're going to be broke for the rest of your life, and you're going to have to work for somebody for the rest of your life. Those are your options. You choose. A little bit of uncomfortable, a little bit of difficult, but I get to freedom. Or I can be comfortable and cozy and never take any responsibility for anything. And all of a sudden, you're going to wake up my age. You ain't going to have not one penny to your name. You got no money in your emergency fund. You're up to your eyeballs in debt. You can't do nothing for your family. You can't even do nothing for yourself. The people that paying you fire you the next day, you in financial ruin. That's your option. I'm telling you what's real, man. I'm telling you what's real. So stop feeling sorry for yourself and talking about something, ooh, that's difficult. It's difficult because you programmed to think it's difficult. If you reprogram the way you think, you'd be like, you know something? I'm finna go knock this thing out the park. I ain't let my family down. I ain't let myself down. I'm gonna knock this thing out the park. If some of you guys follow me on Facebook, you'll know what I'm talking about. Every morning, if you follow me on Facebook, not the scammers now. You got a lot of scammers on Facebook pretending to be me. That ain't me. But if you really follow me on Facebook, my main Facebook page, you will know every morning for the last, 4 or 5 years, every morning prior to 8 o'clock, I post a thought of the day. And some people have caught on to that and asked me, man, why you post them thoughts of the day? And you know what I tell them? I got to get my mind right, man. I'm getting ready to go into battle. I got to get my mind right. I'm getting ready to go into a financial battle today. And I got to get my mind right. So when I get up every morning, that's what I do. Every morning, guys. And I'm already at freedom. And I still do this every single morning. I get up, I find a quote that I like, I read it, and then I send it out to the world, to whoever's following me. I send it out to the world so other people can put their financial armor on to get ready to go fight this financial war when they step outside that door to go make that money to get to their freedom. That's why I do it. That's why you should be doing it. But it all starts with me doing that to get my mind together. I don't want to go out in this world, fight this battle with a negative thought, the first thing on my mind. I want positive thoughts on my mind. I'm a big believer in positive attracts positive. Negative attracts negative. That's what I believe. You don't have to believe that, but I believe it. And it holds true in my life. Y'all know I'm God-fearing, Jesus Christ believer. Y'all know that. But I still believe positive attracts positive. Negative attracts a negative. I believe that. So the first thing I want to do in the morning when I get up is I want to read something positive. I want to hear something positive. I don't want to hear nothing negative. Because I want my filter system, my brain, when it goes out, when I go out, when I start my day, I want my filter system, I want my brain to be looking for positive things, because that's what I'm telling my brain I'm thinking. I want my brain to be like, okay, you're thinking positive. Let me seek out and show you other positive. Let me bring positive to you. That's what that force. See, as human beings, I believe we're all connected. We're all connected. We're connected on a different conscience, right? We're connected. And I think when we're out here in this world and I'm feeling confident, I'm thinking confident, I'm reading and listening to positive things. I think as I go out in the world, other human beings who are on that same wavelength, the world brings us together. I've met so many people in my life just because of that positivity that I carry in myself, that confidence that I carry in myself, that belief that I carry in myself have opened so many doors for me. So many doors, guys. All I'm telling you is change the way you think and you will change your entire life. Thank you for stopping by the live. Thank you for stopping by the video. Guys, do me a huge, huge favor. As always, you got to smash that thumbs up button, man. I'm talking about smash that thing like 1,000 times. Really, really helps the channel. It helps me. It spreads this channel out to more people so that we can help them get to their financial freedom, guys. And that's what it's all about, getting more of us to our financial freedom. So please do me a huge, huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit it, and hit it. Next thing I want you to do for me is share this video. Anybody in your sphere, anybody in your network, anybody in your family that you believe chasing financial freedom and they're trying to catch it, send this video out to them. Make sure they get it and tell them to watch it. I don't want you trying to tell them what's in it. Let them watch it. Let them make their own decision about what they think about the video. Please do that for me. Share this thing and smash that like button 1,000 times for me. I really would appreciate it. Last thing, and then I'm gonna let you out of here. Gotta mention Webull again. I'm gonna keep mentioning Webull. I don't care if you drop comments or say whatever you want to say. I don't care. I'm gonna keep mentioning Webull because I use Webull every day. And it's a great opportunity for you to have a self-directed brokerage app where you can buy your favorite companies and your favorite ETFs to build wealth. And you got $5 fractional share trading, right? So if VOO is $400 a share, I don't need $400 on the Webull app to buy a fractional share of VOO. All I need is $5. So if I got $100 a week I'm investing, or $100 a month, I can still buy VOO through fractional share trading. That's one of the nice features about Webull. Also, the other nice feature about Webull is automatic investing. I can take that same $100 a month and automate it. So I don't have to remember to go into the Webull app every single month to make the trade. I can automatically set it up, make sure I have money in the brokerage account, and Webull system will automatically buy a fractional share of VOO or a full share of whatever else that you have enough money in your account to buy. So those are the two nice features. So link down in that description box, go get that Webull. That's what I use. If you follow me, you trust me, then go check it out. Go check it out. I would not lead you in the wrong way. I would not lead you down the wrong path. That's not my style. And I think the people that have been following me, the OGs that have been following me from the start, they know that. But you new folks will find that out too if you continue to follow and tap in every single day to this movement. Every single day, tap into this movement, man. Whether it be live stream or whether it be on video format, tap in. Get that food. Get that financial food to nourish your mind, right? You got to nourish that mind, that financial food to nourish that mind. You got to get it. So tap in every day, be a part of this movement. We're going to change lives. We're going to get people to freedom. We're going to do that. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, guys, please subscribe, okay? You don't have to, but if you're so inclined to, please do. We already almost got 700,000 people on the YouTube channel. We almost got another 100,000 on Instagram. So we killing it. We just got to get more of you involved, more of you tapped in so we can spread this word. So please subscribe if you're so inclined to. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Never, never, never stop believing in yourself. And I'm going to catch you on the next live or on the next video. Peace.